Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to the program this January 20th, 2026, week 917.
Chugging away.
Our third program of the year, but our 917th of the modern incarnation of Sports Chat, 717-334-3000. What's on your mind? Give us a call.
Yes.
Unscripted sports talk in your living room. So, I guess the big story was Indiana over Miami. I told you we were talking before we came on the air, and I said Indiana was up by 10 when I went to bed with like 6 minutes to go. I figured they had it in the bag, but Miami made it interesting, didn't they?
Yeah.
Take us through those final 6 minutes that I missed.
Yeah, so, Miami scored a touchdown. They made it, a 3-point game. And then with
24-21.
24-21.
Okay.
To make it a 10-point game, did you see that Mendoza touchdown there with, the 4th and 5? And
Yeah, the draw, quarterback draw, and he somehow gyrates and wills himself into the end zone.
like a
Great
bulldog
play.
just going, to the
Yeah.
end zone there. So,
Yeah.
when he scored that with 6 minutes, left in the game, I thought it
Was that 24-14?
24-14. Miami went down, scored a touchdown to make it 24-21. Indiana, kicked a field goal with
So they would have had to score a touchdown.
with a minute and 47, left in the game. Miami went down, across the midfield. Carson Beck, threw a pick right around the 15-yard line, and that ended the game there. But I mean, Miami had their chance. They had multiple chances to win the game. They missed the field goal in the first half there to make it 10-3. But you looked at the game and it looked like Indiana was just gonna steamroll. In the first half when it was like 20. It could have easily been like 21-0. But that's what it felt like.
I mean, it was
scores.
punting and not doing much, but then the kid had the long run,
Yeah, Fletcher there. Yeah.
and then he scored again. Who had their final touchdown? Do you remember?
I'll pull up the box score there, but
Okay.
it was just one of those back and forth type of game, and they're just hanging with them. But once it was the 10-point lead, I thought it was just too little time for Miami. But hey, they came close.
Yeah, what part of the game I saw, which was most of it, Indiana made big plays when they had to, but they weren't catching. I mean, they didn't have as many unbelievable receptions because, they just didn't catch some of those difficult passes that they had been doing all through the playoffs. So, I mean, they just find ways to win. Great defense. Miami, I thought, I'll segue right into hottest seat in sports. I thought they, through the playoffs, they were penalized a lot for
Unsportsmanlike.
unnecessary roughness, whatever you want to call it. I think they were both members of the secondary. The guy that had to sit out the first half.
Correct there. Yes, they were making a ordeal about that. Like,
Oh, did he got targeting in the game before that?
Yes. Yeah.
And so, and then the other, we talked about this too, a helmet-to-helmet hit on Mendoza. I think that was still in the first quarter.
Yes. First quarter.
And it looked like he was, pun intended, headhunting. Went in there with the crown of his helmet and hit Mendoza in the side of the head.
They were trying to take Mendoza out and put Mendoza into the game. Alberto.
Yeah, his little bro, who didn't get to play much this year. So
Just sparingly, but he will be going elsewhere. He's in the portal.
so much for family loyalty.
Yeah, but
He must not be quite as good as his brother.
well, it gives him a chance to play. They got a quarterback from TCU, so he's going to be Hoover. He's going to be the quarterback. Going forward, so it gives him a chance to.
Okay. Now that these guys are all pros, shouldn't they be getting fined for getting these penalties like the NFL?
I think we could be going in, maybe 3-4 years down the road. I think it's just more logistics. You gotta, but where does that money go? Does it go to the
Well, I mean,
conference?
I mean, you would think having to sit a half, that seems pretty minor. you know, I don't know if he had any impact in the second half. Did they show that guy much that had to sit out the first half?
I have to look
All right,
at that
that's
there,
all
but
right,
I'm
all
not
right.
too sure.
So
on that
anyway,
there.
and then, so all the hot seats for me are in Miami, and hopefully you have some other
I have a couple different
fertile
ones there, yeah.
ground. Carson Beck, he wouldn't shake hands. He didn't go through. There's tradition.
Straight
It's
to the
not
locker
maybe
room.
as much as in the pros where they're really good about it, opposing quarterbacks greeting each other. I don't know if that happens as much in college.
Typically that happens. I mean,
mean, it's more
typically you go out on
informal.
the field, and then kind of, talk to the other quarterback.
Yeah, right. You know, and you talk to, you know, the pros, maybe they talk to somebody on the other team they went to college with or whatever.
Exchanging jerseys, all that.
Yeah, I
taking
mean, in
pictures,
basketball,
yeah.
they go through the line, right?
Yes.
Everybody shakes hands or gives five or whatever. I don't know, there's not that same thing in football. It'd just be a line of 100 guys or whatever.
Yeah.
It's-
And then especially,
It's less structured.
you don't see it when, they storm the field, then the players go straight to the locker room, so you're
Yeah.
not into that whole
Right,
swarm
right.
of people there. So it's time
But
and
I already
place
saw
there,
some
but-
stuff on social media about people saying Carson Beck showed no class. So, I mean, it's the power of social media, which we start to understand as we do this kind of stuff, and we see how many people are watching.
Yeah.
So,
The positives and negatives on.
well,
on
anyway,
that
we should
landscape.
make this announcement that trivia is going to be YouTube only. Is that still the deal?
Yes.
Because of our other commitments to bring transparency to local government, et cetera. Anyway, that's the deal. If you want to play trivia at 7, YouTube is your vehicle, and you just type in community media of South Central Pennsylvania. You might even have to get that far.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing that
It'll
pops
come
up
up.
there, yeah.
Our logo, it's not that.
Not that logo, but
Not
the
that
other-
logo, but the community media logo. You'll see it. YouTube is the way to go. You want to do your hot seat?
Yeah, my hot seat, I'm going to go with football. I'm going to go with Houston's quarterback, C.J. Stroud. He is the first player in the playoffs to have 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles
In this one playoff.
in the playoff, structure there, with Pittsburgh
one
game
year.
and the New England game there. So,
Yeah, and I guess I mean, you got, I won't steal your thunder.
no.
I got enough hot seats, so go ahead.
Yeah,
5 fumbles, 5 INTs,
just the
Yeah,
way
and-
that the game was going about,
but he's one of your Ohio State boys.
well, you got to be, right down the line
What have you
there.
done for me lately?
So, we said this last week when they played Pittsburgh. What the outcome of that game was the defense. They had
Oh,
2
yeah.
touchdowns, the fumble
Yeah.
and the pick 6 there. So they won by that margin more so with the defense. So you look at this game. You look at they had their chances because New England was fumbling the football as well.
Oh,
Drake
yeah.
May had 2 fumble losses. So
Back and forth,
You know,
yeah.
it's
Can't anybody
just
hold on to this big
wasn't
skin?
able to cash in with that. And you just look at the numbers from 2023, him being the rookie of the year, and then last year, I know this year he was dealing with a concussion, but he has really regressed. They had this long winning streak. David Mills was the quarterback for a little bit as well, but it's just, was it more so the defense? I know Nico Collins was out, so that was another weapon. Schultz was out, but still, you got to get a little bit more productive at the quarterback helm there. So
It's bad weather,
Yeah.
maybe he's not a bad weather QB, but you better have a bad weather QB if you want to get all the way to the Super Bowl.
yeah, especially unless you're the home team or the 1 seed, and you have warm climate and you're in a dome there in Texas, but you're going to be playing some nasty weather. So that was my hot seat.
Well, and then Sean McDermott,
Yeah,
were you surprised by that at all?
not really.
Okay. I mean, he seems like a great, the players seem to like him.
I look at McDermott. He is now 8-8 in the playoffs. That means
Yeah.
he's been in the playoffs 8 times, but other teams, they would take that in a heartbeat. The Jets or the Giants, the
Yeah, the Steelers.
Cardinals or whatever.
They
you know,
haven't won in the
teams.
playoffs in how many years?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so you look at teams like that there, but the Bills, their expectation is getting to the Super Bowl, getting to the AC title game, winning the whole thing. So after year after year after year and just failing, I think it was
Yeah.
time for a new voice.
Although, is that what the stat was? They won at least one game in the playoffs 6 years in a row, but then never got to
Never
the
got to the Super Bowl.
And then, well, does Josh Allen belong there as well? I'm not saying, I mean, obviously, he's not going to lose his job.
No, I think by some of his play a little bit there,
Maybe
following the
when
football.
it's snowing, he won't hold the ball like this again. But that was an easy. The guy didn't. He didn't even see the guy, and he just came in and batted it back about 10 yards.
And then fumbling the football and giving the Broncos three points before halftime.
Yeah.
You go from being tied, giving up a touchdown, being 17-10, and then a field goal to make it 20-10. But I mean, they came back. They went to overtime. So you look at that sway of the game there, but there's just little things that the Bills need the fix there. It's almost like they beat themselves, then the Broncos beat the Bills. So, that's how I look at that there for the
Okay.
McDermott
Well,
there.
just a hypothetical, rhetorical question. Go ahead, Shining Stars. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks, not Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's all right.
So Miami, Ohio Redhawks, they are now ranked for the first time since 98-99 season.
Men's basketball.
Men's basketball
All right.
there. They're 19-0, 7-0 in the MAC. And, Miami was trailing by 3 to Buffalo. They hit a 3 to tie the game. And they went to overtime. The game was tied 102-102. They hit a 3 right at the buzzer to win the game in overtime. So, I mean, they're playing some good basketball. And
Miami of Ohio.
yes,
How
not to be
about it? The Miami River. I've been on the Miami River.
so.
Okay, good.
Only 3 teams that are remaining undefeated in college basketball there. So that was my
Arizona still undefeated?
Arizona, Nebraska, and Miami.
Nebraska. Isn't that the most unlikely of the 3? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable where they're.
No, they
coming from.
almost lost in the last week. They had their backs against the wall.
Yeah, so we're
Okay,
in the
anybody-
nitty gritty of the the college basketball there, but. Right now, that's all I have right now for the Shining Star. I'll probably get some
Well,
more
I'm going to
throughout.
go with again the low-hanging fruit: Mendoza,
That's-
Signetti, DeLone Catholic boys locally. I think they're still undefeated.
I believe so.
And we are going to be doing a game Friday. I better check in with AD Ryan Anderson. Thanks for reminding me. I hope he allows us to be there. It'll be Eastern York at New Oxford. I think the Ox had a bad spell, but it looks like they're righting the ship again.
Yeah, I think they lost 3 of their last 4 or 3
Yeah,
of their last
yeah.
5 there. Lost to York Suburban, but
We saw them lose
West
to West
York.
York. So right here on Community Media. Anyway, we'll be back at the Ox Yard on Friday. The game I think is 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And then
I like those 7 o'clock starts instead of
7's
7:30.
well, sometimes they start before 7:30. Sometimes it's like 7:15,
Yeah,
7:20.
yeah.
Just depends
Well,
on.
that means maybe they would start at 10 of 7 if.
Yeah, I might have to get there at like 6 o'clock. Just make sure and all that
JV.
there. And I think Saturday New Oxford plays Delone there. So
Isn't it meant the boys and girls
yeah, that,
doubleheader?
Quafecta there. Yeah.
Were they JV too? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it's like an all-day affair there.
Been a
So
tradition. I think did we do both games one year? We might have, but so yeah, the season's gone fast. Here we are, with game 10 coming
Yeah.
up. It's been a
Another-
joy.
another season almost in the books.
Yeah, I
there.
mean, it was nice to have some competitive games. Gettysburg got eked out that win over West Perry. West Perry had a nice shooting guard though. That kid.
What was it, Page?
Page,
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
6
What,
threes.
6 threes. That might have been the most threes by a player we saw this season.
I
It
mean,
might
he,
be.
he was shooting all over the place, from the top of the arc, to the,
Oh, yeah.
the side there. So, I mean, it wasn't, any gimmies, which, any threes aren't gimmies, but yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's a long hoist.
Yes,
But that's a lot of practice when you spend a lot of time in the gym, and it shows. So we can't give him player, and he wasn't player of the game, so we went with Julius Warren. I guess
he was
that
close. He would have been second there. But,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're so far away, and they didn't win the game, so that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Chuck Schiller was the first player from a losing team.
I believe so. I have to look at my the archives, but I think
Yeah,
that is
I don't
the
know.
first there.
We might have done that before, and I don't know. We've covered soccer. I know one year we covered soccer. I
Two
don't-
games last year.
Yeah, yeah. So we won't have to do that this year coming up. So anyway,
We got
I think
some,
Robert's on the line.
You want to do the banner sponsor?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, thank you. Banner sponsors, what do you get for being a banner sponsor? You get announced during all our live programming, you get credits in many of our other productions. And you can have creative input if you like and get involved in production of our programming, suggest things you'd like to see us cover, and we're always receptive to that kind of input. Anyway, our current banner sponsors are Adams County Community Foundation, the Adams County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, Adams County Trout Unlimited, Classic Antique Innovations, Destination Gettysburg, Exchange Club of Hanover, Gettysburg Railway, and Life-Changing Medicine with UPMC. Thank you, one and all. And thank you, Jordan and Sean, for being here. And is Robert available?
I think so. Let's see here.
Robert, are you still with us? You had the patience of Job. Thank you so much. Hey, Robert, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. And then there were four.
I love that Broncos game, though.
He likes something with the pregame.
The pregame?
That's it. I like the Broncos game.
The Broncos game.
Oh, yeah, well, we haven't even talked about the Broncos yet.
Or
Are you
any-
on the Stiddy wagon?
Oh, I love that wagon.
Their backup quarter is Stidham, right? And the coaches call him Stiddy.
Yeah.
So steady. We'll see. He's got, that's going to be a tough assignment. Patriots are pretty nasty on defense.
I don't think, the Broncos are completely out of it. Jared Stidham is I'm not going to say a proven veteran quarterback, but he has been in the system for the Broncos since 2023. He hasn't played in a game since week 16 or week 17, but he has been in the system of Champagne, and then preseason games. He was drafted in 2019 again, with New England. He was with New England in 2019, 2020, and 2021. He was with the Raiders for a season and then with the Broncos. So, what I'm getting at,
28, 29, 30.
he is 26.
Career backup quarterback.
Yeah. So, a little journeyman quarterback there, but he's,
He's no Josh Johnson.
no, I think he's a good backup quarterback that can get the job done. Is he the same as Bo Nix? No, but he can still scramble. He can, move around the pocket. He's not a pocket quarterback there, but I think he is just enough there that they can get a serviceable offense.
They
there.
might get Dobbins back.
That is
That would be
the word
huge.
on the street there, yeah.
Street? You're hanging out on the street?
Well, I heard on the radio, I should
Okay.
say there, yeah. They said that J.K. Dobbins, when he got hurt, that the earliest he could come back was Super Bowl, but now it looks like he could come back a little bit sooner, for the AFC Championship game there.
There might not be a Super Bowl. This is all hands on deck.
which that was what I was going to say, where, hey, he might have to come in quicker if he's fully healthy or he's about 70% to 100. Might as
And
well.
he can't re-injure himself, whatever. I don't know what his injury was, but we don't think it was involved the groin area.
No.
Okay.
I can get that in just a second here. Let me. But what do you think
Right.
there, Robert? Do you like their chances?
I do like the kid.
Well, let's do a pick. We'll do our picks. Hey, Jordan, you want to get in on this? You picked your, this is the final four. So we'll do the AFC first in alphabetical order. Who do you like in the AFC? You got Patriots, Broncos. Jordan likes the Broncos.
All day.
All day, he
day.
says. Okay.
It's John Elway.
All day, Elway. All right. Robert, who do you, I guess you're going with the Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Okay. Corey?
Now, the injury for JK, that was a Liz Frank injury.
Oh,
and,
boy.
So that was the foot, so that's why it looks, long spell there.
That was Johnson, Lane Johnson for the Eagles. Liz Frank. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So looking at this game, I am going to go with the home team of Denver to win this game. I think it's going to be, 27-23 type of game there. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Denver.
Well, I wonder what the weather's report is for Denver. Have they had the snow already? Okay, I mean, I'm going to go with the Pats just to be persnickety.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. So NFC.
Looks like it's going to be 10 degrees is the low, and then 30
The high,
is the high. Sunny.
sunny. Oh, that's good.
Yes, it will. Altitude will be a factor.
All right.
And then the NFC game.
Yeah, we have Rams. Seahawks look awful good, although Shamboni or whatever his name is, he's out.
Yeah.
Their backup running back. 12
But they-
touchdowns this year.
They still have Kenneth Walker
Yeah,
that had 3
who's their-
touchdowns
yeah.
and
He's peaking.
116 yards rushing there. So, I mean, he was the bell cow, but they've been splitting carries throughout the season there. But, Kenneth Walker was, definitely, taking the brunt of the carries and, did well. But I think this is going to be a classic NFC West, showdown. It was epic the last time these two played. I'm going to go with the home team as well. I'm going to go with Seattle. So I'm going to go with Seattle-Denver Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they played,
The 2-point conversion, the win the game. That was when the Rams were up
oh,
by.
yeah, wasn't that great? That was a great finish. Yeah, that was awesome.
You
All right, I'm going to go with the Seahawks also. And then, Jordan, who do you like in the NFC game?
Gotta support my brother-in-law, so I'm going with the Rams.
The Rams?
all right?
Okay. And Robert, who do you like? Seahawks or Rams?
I'm going with the Rams.
Oh, well, it's an even split. We'll see if you guys deserve to be in these two seats.
So Broncos against Rams. This is football.
Yeah, is the other Sean in the hot seat? McVay. I mean, he's not even 40 yet, and he's won a Super Bowl, and he's had all kinds of success. But it's like we said, what have you done lately? I mean, I guess if they make the Super Bowl, do you get fired if you make the Super Bowl and you don't win it? Probably. There probably have been people who have gotten fired, and
I don't recall, but I
Wow.
mean anything could happen
Yeah.
there. But
you always try to run it back.
yeah.
Oh, he finally won at the end. He won two, didn't he? I mean,
You could have a Sean Super Bowl, or you could have a Mike Super Bowl. Yeah. So
are you talking to me?
I don't think he was talking to me though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, what's up?
What did you think about that interception? When Stidham got a
Well, the key, are you talking about the play that decided that Bills game?
I think, yeah, he was talking about the Brandon
Okay,
Cooks.
well, since Brandon Cooks is a distant relative of mine, he had an S to the end of his name, I gotta go with my man. It looked like he made a great catch. His knee was down, and then a guy came in and wrestled the ball away from him, you know? That's not even allowed in rugby.
When I looked at it, I don't think he complete the process of the catch, though. Just because when he was going down, the ball was coming out. Because if the defender's not there, then the ball was, in the ground and it's an incomplete pass. So I looked at it as an interception. It was just the defender was there right at the same time as the defender, but the wide receiver, but the wide receiver of Cooks wasn't, he went down, but it's one of those, they gotta, change, because the same thing happened during the Rams-Bears game where Devontae Adams made the catch and the ball came out, but they called it a catch. So it's, one of these things where what is the catch?
Yeah.
We've been saying this for, decade
Dez Bryant.
plus. The Dez Bryant
How many
catch
years ago
there.
was that?
Almost a decade there, yeah.
Define a catch. It's like pornography. I don't know how to define it, but I know it when I see it. Well, that's not even it, because you see it and you still don't know if it's a catch or not. Right? I mean, yes.
I'm gonna ask you a further question. I'm gonna ask you a trivia question.
What kind of question?
A trivia question.
Trivia. Okay. Thank you, Jordan. Go ahead.
Okay, in the playoff, and you have overtime, how long did they give you?
It's 15 minutes.
How many minutes?
15 for the first overtime. You can't have a tie. So if it's still tied after 15 minutes, they take a break and then they come back and play another 15-minute quarter.
Now, I think they do a kickoff return, or kickoff and all that. They're just for it, or they.
Probably have a new coin toss, I would imagine. I don't know. Or maybe if you didn't get your choice in the first overtime, there's only been one game that went to a second overtime. I watched it. It was on Christmas Day. I think it was Chiefs and Dolphins.
Actually, the Rams and the Panthers back in 2003, 2004 season, that was when that went the second overtime.
So those games couldn't end in a tie?
Well, that was a playoff game. That was the NFC Championship
Oh,
game.
okay. All
So-
right. I didn't remember that.
It doesn't happen too often.
No,
there,
no,
yeah.
obviously, and they don't want it to. That's why, because when guys are tired, they can get injured and,
And that was back then when it was sudden death overtime
Right,
too.
right.
So
yeah,
for a
if you
game to go all
if you win the
15 minutes,
toss, it's not really fair. So
there's interceptions and turnovers in that game there. So that's why.
it's only 10 minutes in the regular season. So it can end in a tie because they don't want people to get hurt.
Correct there. So
All right. So Robert, what else you got?
Hey, Mr. Cook, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm wearing a new shirt today. I'm wearing a new shirt that says Denver Broncos on it.
Okay.
My shirt says Denver Broncos 25, and it has all the Steelers names on it. But it says 25 on it. And it says AFC West Division Champion.
You're happy with that?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Well, that means you're not getting any further.
that double overtime game that you're talking about, that was Chargers Dolphins.
Chargers, Dolphins, okay. All right, yeah, Christmas Day, what, 65, or I don't know when it was, but it's a long time ago.
Couple moons
I was a
ago
wee
there,
lad.
yes.
Yeah, and you were not even a glimmer. All right, Robert, yeah, go ahead, talk to Corey.
Yes.
He speaks your language.
Ready for this one?
I'm ready.
So what do you think my name's going to be this week?
I have no idea.
I'm going to give you a little heads up first, though. It's going to be related as football.
Football,
Okay.
It might be a person, it might be a football, it might be a stadium.
Leatherneck?
But you never know what it's gonna be.
Okay. I'm ready for the surprise. Whenever that is, at the top of the hour. But,
It's
yeah.
gonna be football for me.
Okay. Diving into the other games there. I mean, what did you? Okay.
Well, next week we'll have 2 weeks to do the Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll wait a week and do them the
Or we
week
can talk
before.
about the conference championship games, those 2 games. Talk a
Or the
little
Pro
bit,
Bowl.
or we can preview the Pro Bowl,
I don't know.
two-hand
I was
touch,
being
the flag
facetious.
football and all that. There.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, of the 4 games, what game was the most entertaining in your mind there? I'm guessing it's not Seattle and San Fran.
I guess you have to say Buffalo and the Broncos,
Okay.
don't you think?
I was going to go with the Bears Rams. Just
Oh,
how
yeah,
epic
yeah,
that-
that, for sure. That was, yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams made that unbelievable throw.
I'll get
I
your pen
got
there.
another pen. I got it back up.
There we go.
I was a Boy Scout, but actually somebody else set this up for me today, so. But yeah, good point. I mean, those are 2017, that was the only one they called instant classic.
Yes.
And it was bad weather, you had all that going
Snow
for it.
and all that there.
Unbelievable play. I mean, Caleb Williams, 3 picks. But you take that because he makes these spectacular plays.
It's like the roller coaster every time you watch the Bears. It's the ups and downs, the ebb and flows, the comebacks. It looked like they're going to come back and win that game against the Rams. Now, looking at it, would you have went for the extra point or the 2-point conversion when they scored that touchdown? Because
I think they did the right, I think they did the right thing by kicking the point, don't you?
yeah,
I mean, you worked so hard to come back, and it's just an extra point away. Anything can happen in overtime. I just feel like I thought about that. Well, they could go for 2, but then if you don't get it, you're going to be second guessed forever.
I looked at it because their inefficiency of not getting a touchdown, when they had the ball at the goal line, ball at the 5-yard line, they had 4 opportunities to score, didn't get it. Their chances on 3rd and 1, didn't get it. There are other times
Exactly.
with the fourth down, wasn't able to convert. So I think it was the right call of not going for the 2-point conversion. In hindsight, you look at it, you get all that momentum, you score, why not go for it? But with the new rules in overtime, you're going to get a possession. So you're going to get the
Right,
football.
and so teams now, obviously, they win the toss, and some of them are choosing to defend. Mm-hmm. Is that what did the Bears win that toss?
They
They elected to defend.
the Rams got the ball, they punt the football, so
Yeah.
now it's sudden death. I felt like the Bears were too aggressive. Once they were around the midfield, some people were giving fault for Williams and Moore. I kind of give it both. Miscommunication there. It looked like Moore was going towards the end zone. He threw it in the middle, and then it was a great interception. And the Rams went down the field, kicked the field goal, and then that was the game there. So they had their chances. I said last week, for the Bears to win that game, they had to contain Puka. Puka had 3 catches for 56 yards. He had most of the catches, in the fourth quarter and overtime there. So
So he looks for when things get dire.
yeah. So I enjoyed the season. It was a crazy. They had 7 comeback wins, almost 8. If you look at the Giants or the Niners game, on Sunday night, that was a shootout all the way through. So, I say, it looks positive going into 2026, but we looked at the Commanders last year. They went to the NFC Championship game and
Fell
with
apart.
injuries and all that there. So, if things can stay healthy, I think the Bears can make another run next year. Their offense looks like they're going to stay intact there. What do they do with DJ Moore? I can see Moore staying. They could trade him. To kind of save cap space, but it's I think if Caleb Williams can cut down on the incomplete passes, having a 42% incompletion rate, that's not going to be
Yeah.
great there.
Well, Stafford was under 50%. I mean, some of that's weather. But, talk about some of the coaching hires. These are happening quickly. Harbaugh to the Giants.
Yeah.
What do you think of that move?
I wasn't too surprised there. Maybe Harbaugh could have went to the Bills if he knew that was open there. But I think that's a good spot there. With Jackson Dart there, so he can kind of groom him. You got Stefanski going to the Falcons.
That's a great landing spot. That's a team on the rise, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah, if
especially
they
the way they played down the stretch.
If they can use Penix in the correct way there, they got Bijan Robinson, so they got surrounding pieces. It's more the quarterback. If Penix is the guy, if he's not, then you can look for the quarterback because Cousins isn't the answer. With him being the aging quarterback.
How old is he now?
Penix or
Kurt
Kurt?
Cousins.
Kurt is going to be 38.
Okay.
So
Well, he's young compared to Flacco and Rodgers.
yeah, about the same age as Stafford there. So you look at that, or
Is Stafford going to be the MVP? I know we're jumping around here, but it's
No,
all
no,
NFL related.
I think he's going to be the MVP.
I think so too. I think, there's people that say Drake May, and certainly he's had a great year for a team that defied all expectations.
A team that was last place and now first place. What you do in the postseason doesn't affect
Exactly. The votes
awards and
are
all
already
that
in,
there.
but
So,
yeah, I mean, Stafford had a great year, and
yeah,
I think he's kind of the sentimental favorite, maybe because he's 37, and May will have other chances, and he just burst onto the scene.
yeah,
So-
I would go with Stafford, just the way that he's been playing. So you look at that, and then the other move was the Miami got the DC from the Packers. So it looks like it's
Who's never been a head coach before.
so that's another year.
Well, yeah,
Another coaching hire for the Dolphins where they're going with a first-time head coach. The last time that has happened was Dave Wannstedt, where he was a former head coach. So it's been a long road
Yeah.
for that there. So you look at other coaching vacancies. Tennessee got the D coordinator from the Niners. Was the coach for the Jets.
oh, yeah, Salah.
Yep, Will Saleh or Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
So see how that goes. With his second time as a head coach there. Other vacant jobs. You got the Cardinals. They're looking for a head coach. The Bills, of course, Pittsburgh, and the Ravens. So we're slowly,
The pieces
Piecing
are
together there,
falling.
yeah.
It's like dominoes, okay. He goes here, that's limits the field for who else can go where, and so the moves will still keep happening.
we do have some breaking news.
Okay.
We got Hall of Fame
Ah.
for baseball. Let me just make sure I get this correct here. We have Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones elected to Cooperstown. So that
Wow.
is,
I have no trouble with Beltran. I don't know about Andrew Jones.
let me get the list here of the vote.
He does have an odd, interesting spelling of his first name, Andruw? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Congratulations. I mean, it's well deserved. I didn't mean to poo-poo it. I know he's a thorn in the Phillies side, center fielder for the Braves for many years. A great defender.
let me see if I can get the percentages here. But it was just those two that made the Hall. So,
Anybody else get close? Usually they report on somebody else that's a few votes
let's see
away.
if I can get the breakdown.
Hey, Robert, are you still with us?
I think it's just
Okay.
us here now.
Well, did he say what his theme is going to be for trivia?
He said it's going to be sports oriented. It could be like
Okay.
football. It could be baseball. It could be
Okay.
anything there. So
We'll be wise to him before you know it.
let's see here. Yeah, I don't see the voting percentage, but I just see Jones and Beltran is the two that will be
Couple of
making.
outfielders, interesting.
Um,
Well,
I mean, so looking at, in basketball, we got some news there with Jimmy Butler.
yeah,
He is out for the
ACL?
season. ACL, that kind of dampers the Warriors' chances right now, which, they are, kind of that fringe point with being a play-in team in the play-in
like
round.
7 through 10 are in the play-in round.
Yeah, so they are 8 seed right now. So
Mm-hmm.
they are,
They play 7 and 8, and
9 and
you're
10.
you're alive even if you lose that 7-8 game.
Correct, where you have to win the 9-10
The winner of
matchup
9-10,
there. So, yeah,
I like it's cool format.
yeah. So this would be what, the third or I think fourth year actually they've been doing this playing round. They're right after the bubble and all that there. So, and then last night Detroit beat Boston. I think that was a 1-point win there for Detroit, which Detroit's 31-10, and Boston's 26-16. They have a 5.5 game cushion to Boston right now. So, and then Philadelphia 23-18. They're above that cut line there for the playing round there. So
Yeah, I mean, they lost 2 in a row to the Cavaliers. First game, they got blown out, and then the next game, they had a 10-point lead at one point in the fourth quarter, and the Cavs were they weren't missing down the stretch. One guy I never heard of had 39 points. So, obviously the Sixers are much improved over last year. Maxey made the All-Star team, Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid's playing much better lately, so there's hope for the Sixer fans. And baseball, they're not getting Bo Bichette, but he's going to the hated Mets.
yes.
He's going to play third base. I mean, that doesn't seem like a huge transition.
I was
He's
surprised.
going to
that-
hit better than anybody they have now.
I was surprised he went to the Mets there. With all this rumblings, it looked like he was going to Philly or stay with the Blue Jays. So with that move there, it was
Yeah.
not out of left field there, but
I
it
guess
was,
I'm just upset because, we would have loved to have him as a Philly.
Oh yeah, I mean he would have worked well.
Solid
in the
hitting,
middle of the lineup. there.
right-handed bat. I mean, I don't know how many ribs he had last year, but he was a number 2 hitter in all of Major League Baseball behind Aaron Judge.
Well, and then the signing with the Phillies, they re-signed JT Realmuto to a 3-year deal. Didn't have the offensive numbers last year, but as
Could have been a
catcher-
one-off. He had a better second half. He had a really slow start, but yeah, I was very thrilled to see that he's coming back. He's just great on the field, in the locker room, well loved and by Philadelphia fans. So, maybe he'll have a rebirth offensively, but he's going to give you a steady defense. Nobody caught more games than he did.
Probably, I think Cal Raleigh was
They were
probably right
tied.
up there. Yeah,
I think
just
they were
tied there.
tied.
I
I was
couldn't
like, I
think
was-
of anything on the top of my
That
head.
was why I said nobody caught more games than, somebody caught as many games as he did, but nobody caught more.
More.
So, well, listen, we're almost out of time. Great show. Anything to add or subtract?
Just kind of looking around, I think we kind of got everything covered. With the baseball realm there, I wasn't able to get the percentage there. I'm sure it's all out there. I mean,
I guess I'll probably look up Andrew Jones's stats, and he wasn't a big home run hitter. He probably had a decent average. So, I mean, people have gotten in before on their defensive strength, but, well, listen, Jordan, great job tonight. We'll see how you do with your picks. Don't worry, no money at stake. And thanks to Jordan, and thanks to Sean, and thanks to you, Corey.
I try, yes.
Yeah, and you succeed. All right, fans, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you next Tuesday here on Sports Chat at 6. Stay tuned for trivia at 7. We are Community Media. I'm Jeff Cook. Good night, everyone. Mahalo.